So can I introduce the youngest member of our panel, Cadet Michalea, please come on stage. You can sit wherever you wish. Yeah, let's sit in the middle. Perfect. And then somebody from her own country, and I was trying to get some information out of him yesterday. He didn't give any. So can I please welcome my friend from Philippines, Elmer. Please come here. You can read about them in the book which is given, so you know what they are, what they do. Then we have somebody from, probably you know her already. She's working on the STEER project with the Lloyds, and she's a very active member of the Nautical Institute. Captain Anne, big round of applause. And the reason I've made somebody wait is he recruited me as a cadet. So you can guess our ages now. So Captain Halbe, please be on stage. Do. Please. So, before we start, you guys have been hearing about AI since morning, a lot of it. Let me demonstrate something AI right here, right now. You want to see that? Okay, can you all pick up your phones on the left hand, please, all of you, even the one sitting there, all the phones on the left hand. Can you please raise it? I can't see that side doing it. Please. Okay. Now use your right hand and go down and press the plane mode. And that means for the next 45 minutes, you are glued to us. Nobody else. And this is Anupam's intelligence, AI. Okay? Are you guys ready for it? Okay, great. So what we're going to do is, let me take a seat. This debate is about seafarers in the past, seafarers today. And if you actually see the kind of age which we have here is brilliant. You can keep guessing because I did mention that somebody has recruited me as a cadet. So let's go to the, oops, something happened here. Okay. Do you guys know what these equipments are, especially for the ones who are not from the dinosaur era, from the era which is recent? You guys want to take, you want to take a look at this? Anybody wants to answer this? Especially age limit should be what, below 25? 30? No, not from your heart, your passport age. You want to answer, you want to give it a go? The first one? Very good. That's exactly why we asked you. Anybody else wants to give it a shot? Again, age is an important factor. What's your age? Okay, try it. Sorry? It's a wrong answer. Yes, that's exactly what we wanted. It's a wrong answer. Okay, one more. Last. One more. Somebody else wants to try it out. Okay, close. So I'm going to just click this. Okay, anybody wants to give it a shot now? Beyond 35. Anybody? No. I'm talking about the first one. The one. Top left. Top left. Anybody? Very close. Very close. Yes, it's a Deca. So this is a Deca which used to be used for navigation. Okay? Let's not get into technical things. We've already had that enough. Okay, next one. Okay, this was a Deca radar. Okay, what's the next one? Can you guess this one? You said fishing hook. Okay, we'll take that. Can somebody that side answer this? Sir, not you. For you, I have questions. The next slide is absolutely for you. Sorry? Sorry? Yes? Absolutely correct. It's a chip log. Yay! IMEC, a gift to them. So, by the way, anybody wants to know, in the sense, do you know the term knots came out of this equipment? It's called a chip log. Does anybody want to explain how sir, you would want to say how we used to measure? Oh, you don't want to disclose his age. But anyway, they used to, okay, go ahead, please. Can we have a mic? Yes, please.
Stand to be corrected, but I think that there are knots in the rope.
Yes.
And it's dropped in the water.
Yes.
And ship's underway.
Yes.
The boat is underway. And the number of knots you count as you're pulling through gives you the knots.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Big round of applause, please. And that's the way the term knots came about. And today we have GPS, etc., but this is the way knots came about. Okay. Next one. Oh shit, I told the answer. This is where technology fails. But anyway, did you know about chronometer?
If the vessel is in the right longitude, sir?
Absolutely correct. Brilliant. Chronometer was used to know the longitude of the vessels. And I'm not going to touch this. Which is the fourth one? Come on. This anybody can answer. Let's see who can answer. Wrong. Wrong. You're close. I actually thought you got it. After this session. Anybody else? Absolutely correct. It's an astrolabe. And please Google it, ChatGPT it, Perplexity it, and you can find the answer, what it is. So, yes, absolutely correct. It's an astrolabe. Yeah, but it does look like a whiskey flask. Now, let's look at the real young ones who are here in this room. Let's see if you guys can answer this. And I'm sure the cadets sitting and you here will definitely know this. Can I do this? It says for retired seafarers. Oh, my God. This is for you. Shall I go? Ready? Yes. This is going to be fun, huh? Let's see, sir. You were very happy to answer. Let's see if you can answer these. Come on, come on. Let's see what people from that side. These are seafarers of today talking. That's the way they talk. This is going to be part of STCW soon. So guys, hurry up. People from legislations, policy makers, please start using this in your daily lives. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. Today, seafarers talk like this. You want to give it a go? Try. Okay.
Right. So we reckon, what is it? For real, for real.
Not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Broken. Haha. Port state control suspect. And then a woo. Would that be a woo? I don't know. Chief engineer. I'm guessing it's not clutch the engine as soon as possible, but that's what I'd have guessed it as. And then what do we reckon?
I'm gonna, in the no cap, it means no lie. And then L.
Anybody wants to?
Any offers?
Okay, go ahead. Mike, please.
No lie. No cup, no lie.
What are they discussing about? What are they trying to say? What happened here? Anybody? I don't even need a mic. My God. Oh, This is what has happened. What are they trying to say here? What are these seafarers? These are seafarers, by the way. This is the language they speak. What are they trying to say? What happened here? Can anybody say? Can anybody try? You know it. Yes, very good, excellent. And okay, very good. And no, it's actually you're on the right. And yes, this is almost like playing dumb charades here. Okay, great. And so chief engineer, cooked, port state. Okay, I think nobody got it. Let's do this. So he got cooked for sure, but clutched means he saved the situation. And this is what they are trying to say actually. There you go. That's the language which the seafarers are speaking. So guys, wake up. They are just trying to say, we were worried. The port state control inspector seemed suspicious, but the chief engineer responded quickly and turned a potential failure into a success. And that's the way they speak. Have you come across this language amongst the ones which we just showed you? Have you actually come across such language within your seafarers as yet? Do you guys speak, the cadets here, do you guys speak like this? Why? Say yes.
I'm impressed. Thank you.
Okay. You try now? Okay. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Please give it a shot. I think now you guys are familiar with the last one, so I'm sure you can expect a few things. You can probably know a few things. Anybody wants to give it a try? Yeah.
Anupam, this is a live training session, right?
Looks like.
We're educating.
Absolutely. IMEC, and Rob is the training head for IMEC, and we're doing that right now. Absolutely.
We talked about familiarization, didn't
Absolutely.
we?
Can I answer one?
Absolutely.
Cargo Ops, IDK. Cargo Operations, I don't know.
Okay, what's
Correct.
the next? What's the next one?
Cranes, suspicious.
Yeah. NGL
No
was
good.
not gonna lie. Come on,
Not
we're
gonna
doing
lie.
it. Yeah. Okay, deck team.
Deck team has no clue.
No clue. The question mark has got no clue. It's got no clue what they're doing. What's the next one? They are a bunch of monkeys. Yes. Always the engineers think deck crew was a bunch of monkeys anyways.
In real life fix,
Yeah. Bosun, what happened to Bosun there?
big win.
Bosun, so between, okay, in real life fix, big win.
Big win.
Yeah, okay. Boom.
This is user problem.
You can just go to the next one, Anupam, that's fine, with the meaning. It's all good.
Okay, no problem. You guys chat GPT it or whatever. Cargo operations were very messy and crane operations questionable. The deck team was confused, but the bosun took charge and resolved it successfully. Well,
I have,
sorry? Almost.
I have a,
Life jacket, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want a seafarer on board.
Yes.
Not a tourist guide in Egypt pyramids. So why this, you know? Can
Anyway,
we just not
we-
have a seafarer on board?
So anyway, the exercises are over and now we start the debate, okay? So the question is this. Let me take a seat. Man overboard. Might as well just secure myself. Constant connectivity at sea has made seafarers weaker, not stronger. Do you agree or disagree, and why? So who wants to start this one? Captain Ann, you want to start this?
How do we define weak? what is it to be weak versus what is it to be strong? I mean, that's a bit philosophical to start it off, I know, but I don't think personally, I don't think connectivity makes seafarers weaker. I think it can enable more contact with home and more support, and that can only be not only be a good thing for mental well-being, it can be a huge positive for mental well-being, which does not necessarily mean you're weak. However, there are implications if, for example, you get bad news from home, it can be a distraction if you're then going on watch. Again, I don't think that's weak, I think that's human.
That's a very nice answer. It's being human. Michalea, you want to answer this?
Well, for me, in my own personal opinion, I disagree with this statement. Connectivity doesn't make the seafarers weaker. Actually, it depends on the user, how he or she will utilize the internet. And yes, sir. And I agree with the Ma'am Anne, which connectivity enables the seafarers to connect more with their families, which boost more about their mental health. Yeah. And bottom line, what I just wanted to say is that it's still in the responsible use of the user, how he or she will utilize the connectivity on board.
That's a nice answer. So the responsibility is with you, that how will you use internet. Sir?
For me, I both agree and disagree as to why anything done in moderation is good. But when you see problems at home being relayed because of connectivity, sometimes you lose the focus. And when you lose the focus, it may lead to accidents. On the contrary, if good news are relayed to you, particularly if the baby come out, the question is it yours or not? During our time, there are months before we receive mails, and it is an exciting time. But now you would know. At least you can calculate. So that's why, for me, I agree and disagree. Yep.
Well, that's a fair answer. Captain Halbe?
First thing, I would like to state that the connectivity that we are talking about is a facility that was started to benefit commercial shipping. It was not meant for the seafarers first. It evolved into use for seafarers later. So how the seafarers use it or how the office uses it, it's entirely up to them. And it's not for anybody to judge whether this will make something stronger or weaker. However, I come from an era when common sense was common. And so this is all leading to common sense. Just use it judiciously. Fair. Why? I mean, if there is a faucet leaking at home and on the call you say, oh, which plumber should I call? I mean, you are asking for trouble. So just get on with life. You have a job to do. Kindly do the job.
Well, so you don't want to disagree or agree? You're also both.
It is
basically coming back to
the context.
On the fence. Okay, fair enough. Anybody wants to give a point here on this particular one? Anybody? Sorry.
I've marked a dissertation last year, and my cadet did her dissertation on connectivity on supply vessels in the North Sea.
Lovely.
And one of the things she found was that younger generation got a bit upset when there was no internet, because they spent a lot of their time trying to stay friends with their friends ashore.
Okay.
But the older people who were pre-internet, so obviously when I first went to sea, it was snail mail. You had to have a bit of change with the local currency and hopefully get to a phone box if it worked, all of that sort of stuff.
Right.
But so the older ones didn't care because they were still quite happy to make friends with their colleagues.
Right.
But I have a geriatric seafarer. He's been at sea 49 years.
Oh, wow.
And I would say the connectivity for me, it's great because I can phone him up and ask him where he moved the cat food.
Anybody else? You wanted to say something, sir?
If you at sea, constant connectivity at home made seafarers weaker or stronger. You can get a phone call either side of it. It's just how you respond to it. And as they mentioned, this is normal life. We had the same discussion 30 years ago, 20 years ago, when we introduced email at sea from a company I own named Ritex. So this discussion has been going on for decades, but it's how they respond to it. Having connectivity at sea will let you know if there's something serious at home.
Right.
As the same way when you're in the office or your mobile phone that you never leave when you go away. So it's a tool like any other tool, or something like many other tools. It's how you use it and respond to it.
Fair, fair. So, yeah.
I was just wanting to comment on that, actually. I actually think the internet on board my husband's ship made him weaker last year and made me weaker, and I'm going to clarify why. Most of last year we were on different ships and we didn't see each other for very much. So there were periods of times when he was home and I was away, and it became the easiest tool for him to WhatsApp me to ask me where things were in the house instead of looking for them and opening his own eyes. So I actually think connectivity made him weaker.
Next panel, we have him here. And she should be sailing somewhere, yeah? Then we'll know the real story. Fair. Okay, let's go to the next one. WhatsApp and informal messaging have improved safety at sea. Captain Halbe, I don't think you should answer this.
No, all of this, we must look at the context.
Okay, fair.
It's
then please
important
answer.
The context.
Please go ahead and answer.
So, have they improved safety at sea? Well, if the seafarer is going to ask on WhatsApp, should I wear a life jacket or a safety vest when I'm rigging the gangway? I mean, it hasn't improved safety. It has made him dumber. But at the same time, if there is a real issue and he does reach out to the shore staff, which is a resource for him, there's nothing wrong in that. It will improve safety. So you can't, there is no plus or minus to that. It has to be seen in the context where it is.
Sir, you are a good politician. I can see you are always on the fence.
I've been ashore
You're not taking any positions anywhere. You're always on the fence.
You meet me outside, I'll take all the positions you want. But not here.
Are you happy that you chose me as a cadet?
You meet me outside.
Okay, fair. Please, sir.
For me, I think WhatsApp really helped and improved safety at sea.
Oh, that's a clean answer.
In what way? Well, for one, it gives a lot of information if properly used, as well as giving information that may help solve the problem. Unlike during the past when you're middle of the sea with the support from shore, takes time because communication is longer. It's not faster. But with this, we can create a group of people, even from another ship and from the shore, that can possibly experience the same problem that may help you resolve the existing problem you have on board. So in my opinion, I think if used wisely, it is a plus factor.
Okay, that's a fair answer and a very clean one. Michalea?
For me, sir, honestly, I haven't been on board yet, and I've just used WhatsApp just now. I'm using Messenger a lot, but I'm looking at the informal context. And for me, in my own opinion, I believe that it doesn't improve safety at sea because someone might misunderstand the information and it might cause harm or danger on board.
That's a very good point. WhatsApp can be quite one-way information. So you say misunderstand, it should not be used in a way. In a way. Or you would prefer it not to be used?
Well, I prefer it to be used still.
Oh, to be used. Okay. Captain Ann?
So I've got a few things to say about this. Most people that know me know that's common. First of all, last year, I actually fixed my ship by WhatsApp. So I was master of a new build ship that had quite a few technical problems on the delivery voyage that we couldn't solve, to the point where we were spinning around in circles. In the Dover Straits, really not cool, don't recommend it. It aged me tremendously. But halfway through said technical issues, we got the manufacturer on WhatsApp and created a group, and we were fault finding via WhatsApp, and we were shooting pictures of the drives, the electric drives downstairs, pinging back pictures of parameters, and we got to port safer once we had that intervention that WhatsApp enabled. So definitely made my ship safer then. It can obviously not. Again, we come back to responsible use of WhatsApp and messaging, and we've seen various maritime casualties where people have been on messaging services instead of looking out of the window. But also, I had quite a few times last year where I would be messaging my back-to-back for operations who was more experienced than me, saying, oh, you've done this, you've maintained this buoy before, how did you do it? So that was supportive for me and definitely helped safety. But also, something that I never realized until I started doing this steer project that I'm leading now, if you put into Facebook, Faruno Ectis or Alpha Laval Purifier, there is a whole world of Facebook groups dedicated to technology on ships that we scratch our heads and we struggle with, and there's nobody on board to ask. Our back-to-back maybe didn't know, we didn't get a particularly good familiarization, whatever it might be. Whereas now you can snap a picture if your Ectis or your purifier's got a fault code. And if you've got a fault code, and I've got a mentee who's a third engineer and she was struggling with a fault code, she threw it on an Alpha Laval purifier group, and within about 20 minutes, she was able to fix that purifier.
Oh, wow. That's excellent insight. I just want to ask, okay, please.
You know, you put up here about WhatsApp and informal messaging. Now, when we started the program, there were a couple of those, big round eyes, PSW, SUS, etc.
Yeah.
Now, if that sort of a message comes to me, it's a disaster.
Sir, that's why you're not sailing anymore.
So it's how you communicate is important. I mean, if I get a message like that, mostly I'll reply same to you. And that's it.
Anyway, that's why I said it has to be introduced in STCW, and then we will all have to do it. There are training institutes here who can start a course for this as well. Even Rob, you can take a chapter out of this and start training. I just want to ask from employers here and ship management companies, what do you guys think about this point? Have you ever felt that via Seafarers directly, okay, please, this is because you heard from their side, but have you ever felt, why are they doing this? Why don't they just talk to us?
Well, Anupam, firstly, I would like to, use the question how it is framed is informal messaging have improved safety at sea. I don't know if someone has that data to substantiate and say that we have approved or not approved. So I would reframe this question and say, has any technology, right? Let's take it as GPS when they were introduced. They were aid to navigation. So any technology which is leveraged and used responsibly will benefit you. So hence, yes, if WhatsApp or any means of communication, Teams, WhatsApp, or any WeChat, whatever allows you to communicate quickly and responsibly is a very, very important aid to use. Right? So it's an aid.
It's an aid.
We always should inculcate that message into our seafarers and ourselves as well, right?
Perfect.
That it's an aid, hence user responsibility. Right? So.
Okay, fair. Anybody else wants to say on this? Can I have the mic there, please?
Hi, I think it's a good panel. So we're having a lot of fun and games, but I will put a serious tone to this. Safety at sea is a serious business, and there has to be absolute clarity in any communication, whether it is on board or with people ashore. In a multinational environment and multilingual signage or whatever you want to call these emojis is going to lead to any kind of a problem that will affect safety. We are playing with lives of people and property. So communication should be clear. And if this is going to be the way forward, everybody should learn the same language. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That really sets the tone. So let's go to the next question. I'm a little scared of this now. Okay, the question is, has life at sea truly changed, or have seafarers changed? And do you disagree, agree, and why? Let's start from this side. Captain Anne, or you want to still gather your thoughts?
No, it's fine. I like a challenge. I'd like to say what time period, because I think that's a really interesting piece of context. Are we?
Time period starting from there to here. To there.
Then I'm going to go out on a limb, because I don't like being on the fence, and I'm going to suggest that it hasn't changed. I'm going to suggest that most seafarers I meet, whether they are first trip, second trip cadets, or whether they are approaching retirement, there's a common love of the sea, a common love of the job, hopefully usually a common work ethic. I think there's been a gradual change in the approach to safety, and there are sort of key aspects on board that have changed, but I still think that foundation for safe operations, nobody 30, 40, I don't want to put numbers in how long people were at sea, but I don't think people ever went to sea thinking we're going to take a chance and let's see if people come back with 10 fingers and toes this trip. I don't think seafaring has ever been about that. So although safety, for example, is a lot more visible and the approach to management of it has changed, I think the core of who seafarers are, and to be honest, even life at sea, the sunsets are the same, the dolphins are the same, the starry nights are the same. We like camaraderie between shipmates. Even if we have connectivity on board, I think there's a lot that's said, oh, there isn't camaraderie anymore. But every time I go on a ship, internet or not, there's still that similar camaraderie. We all still like to be best friends with the cook, and that hasn't changed.
A big clap for that. Big clap for that.
Well, as for me, I will agree that seafarers have changed. Well, seafarers have changed in a way that it is good. And one thing is that seafarers today are now vocal about talking about their mental health, about their mental conditions, which is a good thing in the industry now that we're also being open into this kind of discussion, and not just being open, but we are also taking action on how we can address the mental conditions of the seafarers on board. Like for example, in MAP, I'm so thankful for IMEC for being in partnership with the ICE1. So we have now the helpline for the cadets, that whenever we feel mentally tired, we have a hotline to come to, and I would really like to appreciate IMEC for making that initiative. And yes, seafarers have changed in a good way, because mental health have existed way before, and it's good now because right now we are talking about it. Because in the past, sir, my father is a seafarer, but he fell into depression. And as I hear about his story, it's all about all of the stories left unsaid on board. And I think, yeah, it's a good thing that we are now talking about it, because during his time, there was no avenue, or he was afraid to speak up. But right now, I'm thankful that the seafarers have changed in that way. Thank you.
That's a very lovely perspective. Very, very lovely perspective.
Has truly life at sea changed? I would say partly it changed. Before it was more than the physical activity. A lot of hard work, long contract, isolation. But now shorter contract, less crew, but the demand is too much. Too many audits, too many reports, many emails. So somehow that changed your life at sea. One thing that I know of, that maybe you may not agree with me, the sea has not changed. It still remains demanding. It requires patience. And for us, hardship on board the ship may be changed in form, but it's still there. The responsibility for life and cargo is still high. So I would say, partly changed, but the totality of life at sea and the seafarer in general are almost the same. Yeah.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. Excellent. Sir?
Again, I must repeat that in 2 weeks' time, I will be completing half a century in this profession.
Big round of applause, guys.
I passed out of the training ship on 7th of June, so
Wow.
in 2 weeks' time. Now, has the sea changed? Well, the change at sea has been the same that has taken place in our general society. We have society changes, and so has the people change along with it, and so are the seafarers. However, there was an old saying that God made a few people perfect, rest are landlubbers. So, we have to face up to it. I mean, there is nothing, we can't keep making a song and dance about, oh, this is my life, it is so difficult. Well, so's the life difficult of a bus driver in Mumbai city. So's the life difficult of an airline pilot at Heathrow. You know, it's not easy. So life is difficult and it has changed. So be it. And that's what we get trained for and we get conditioned for. So why make such a song and dance about it? Let's get on with it. We have a job to do. 50 years back or 100 years back, the responsibility of the ship, which is a captain and a ship, was to take the ship from A to B safely and deliver the cargo safely. Has it changed? No, it's still the same. It's absolutely the same. You still need the same skills at the basic minimum. Yeah, the ship still has to follow the laws of flotation. And Archimedes was not my friend, you know. So it's still the same. So, I mean, it's okay. You choose a profession, just deliver. And we come again from an era where we believed that hard work did not kill anybody. So you work hard. It's okay.
So is it fair to say that every generation of seafarers merely endured different storms and emerged as capable custodians of the sea? Is that, can we wrap it up like that? We all had different storms, but we all managed, and we all respect the sea and the nature. So, any questions? I think we are absolutely bang on time. Any questions, any thoughts? Okay. Oh, there's a new thought.
In terms of life changing at sea, if we look at Shiv and his batchmates from 50 years ago, how many days did you get in port in the course of a year? And if we come to the gentleman on your right, how many days in port did you get short leave? And the captain. That changes things dramatically because shipping has changed dramatically. The technology, the container ships, your life at sea, Shiv, with your batchmates, your precious batchmates that you still have, are there. But you had a very, very different life because the world was different, technology was different, and it's going to be different for this young cadet when we go forward. We talk about shore leave and things. Life is very, very different with them. But the wonderful thing with seafarers, you just adjust and make it work and go forward.
You chose that.
And that's probably why you're in the brochure twice.
No, I'll answer that one for you. You know, the change that you mentioned about less shore leave, etc., that is a change that I have seen, or my generation has seen it. When we were cadets, probably we got a weekend in port, etc. Now you don't get. But this young cadet here is not going to see that weekend in port. So there is no change for her. See, the generation, for example, Anupam here, when GMDSS came in, the biggest noisemakers were the captains who had radio officers earlier and lost the radio operator. Absolutely. His generation never saw the radio operator, so there was never any loss. So they didn't understand why this old man was crying so much, you know. So it's just what you see, you know, that's it.
Perfect. Yeah, there's another question or thought.
Thank you. I'd like the panel to define the word seamanship for me.
Ooh. Wow.
Okay, it starts. No, I thought you were keen to say that.
But I said that first.
Sorry.
When common sense is common. Yeah. when common sense is common. It's a context again.
The reason I was asking that is because we live in a world of greater autonomy and checklists, and I'm curious to see whether the panel thinks that we are moving away from the traditional values of seamanship into a new definition of the word. And that's why I wanted the panel from youngest to oldest to give me their definitions of what seamanship is.
The youngest has already answered.
Well, for me, sir, how do I define seamanship is that seamanship is it's your own decision-making skills. You're not relying on any other AI, but it's the way how you understand. I think that's how I define seamanship skills.
Yeah.
On my side, seamanship literally it means men at sea. But in its essence and meaning, well, simply, for me, a responsible people on board the ship that looks after the life and the cargo on board, reaching out the port safely, not just for the owner, but also for the family who are waiting for you to go home safe and sound.
Okay, surprisingly, I'm not going to comment about the man at sea thing. You might be surprised. For me, seamanship, it's always this balance of whether it's an art or a science. The intuition is still there, but I think the really important point for me is seamanship is changing, because as we're seeing new technologies, that intuition is becoming a human validation part of technology, whether that's algorithms, whether that's results from AI, whether that's trusting what information is being beamed to you from sensors. The art and science of seamanship is becoming human validation of technology as much as it is feeling the wind and sort of looking out the window and instantly knowing roughly what the wind speed is by looking at the wave height, for instance. I think that, for me, is how seamanship still exists, but we're having additional components on it.
Thank you so much.
Can I sorry. One thought just came to my mind when you asked this question, sir. The international regulations for preventing collisions at sea, rule number 2, starts with nothing in these rules shall exonerate any owner, master, or crew thereof, blah, 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 blah. And it ends with action as ordinary practice of seamen. The rules even acknowledge that there is something called an ordinary practice of seamen, which Anne very correctly pointed out. So it's a changing bar, and it changes according to the situation. So is there any definition, or can you put a point on seamanship? No. But if something has gone wrong, you will know it is not seamanship. You will know.
So with that, we come to an end of this lovely panel session. Thank you so much. And if you have been kind enough, you can go back and put your phones back on the normal mode, if you were kind enough to do that. So thank you so much. Let's have a big round of applause for this panel.